Hi, this is Lady Lex UK and this is a Dreams gadget tutorial. We're doing movers and outputs and we've got to the teleporter gadget. That's this one. It's got the two men on it, one with dotted lines, the other one filled in. This is supposed to be representing teleporting, sort of Star Trek style. And what this will do, will move an object. It doesn't have to be a player, it can be any object, any prop. It will move it to a tag position. So this is one of those gadgets that requires another gadget to work. It requires a tag to work. A teleporter will not work without a valid tag. So to demonstrate this, I'm going to show you teleporting movement to this marker. I've created a marker with a little spot on the front. So I want my player to teleport itself in front of this box. So the first thing we need to do is to put down our tag. And I'm going to attach that to our box. And I'm going to name it Box 1. Now you'll notice on Box 1 there is a gizmo on this tag. And this will give us a position of where the player is going to teleport to, and what we want is, I want that to be in front of the box, and the height of this needs to be roughly the same as the center point of the object. For the player, that's his groin area, that's here. So you need to sort of put it in that position. We'll get it in its exact position where we've teleported him, and then we can move it. But I think that's roughly right. Okay, so we've placed our tag, we've named it, and now let's go into our player. And I'm going to create a button press. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the controller logic. So that's L1 and X. Whoops, that's opened up our controller logic, and I'm going to place our teleporter gadget in here. Because this is inside the chip, which is inside our player, it knows that this is the object it's going to move. If you were going to move a different object, then you would use this wire here to wire to a separate object. But because we've snapped that into a microchip that snaps to a player, we don't need to do that. Right, let's go into the controller sensor. I'm going to wire the triangle to our teleporter, so that's going to activate the teleport. It needs its tag name, so we're going to push down on the D-pad until we get to box 1. There we go. And I'm going to leave that for now. I'm going to just do that. Right, okay. Let's see that in action. So I'm going to possess my puppet. I'm going to walk about a bit. And I'm going to press triangle, and there we go, he's popped himself in front of our object. And if we go back into edit mode, I think we can see this is a little low, so round about there is right. That will stop it from bending his knees when he gets to the teleport area. And you can also see that there is another gizmo. That's the controller sensor gizmo. That also gives you some sort of orientation, but don't worry about that. We'll just go with this for now. So what we've got now is a teleporter. So when I press the triangle, this is going to teleport him in front of the object, but he's facing the same direction at the point at which I press the button. So if I face the back of the room, he's facing the block. If I turn around and do that, he's facing out from the block. If we wanted him to always face out from the block when he teleports, then what you would need to do is, let's go back into our teleport. You click on this. This is match target orientation. So now it's always going to match the orientation of our tag. Now also notice the teleporter has a gizmo of its own. This is telling the teleporter which way is up, X and Z, so it can match it to that tag. If you were to change any of this, then he's going to do something weird. He's not going to appear upright, etc. But let's just match the orientation for now. So we're going to wander around. I'm going to press triangle, and there you go. I'm facing forward. Facing forward, face the back, face forward. There we go. It's matched the orientation of the tag. It knows which way is Y, X and Z on the puppet, and it's matched it so that it is now facing the correct direction. But if I turn that off, I will turn that off, and now we're going to wander around, press a triangle button, and it will just be the orientation. However, I turn it round. Whee! There we go. Right, it's facing the back. It's facing the back. It doesn't make any difference whatsoever. But as soon as I turn on match target orientation, you notice now it's not matching. It's not matching the target orientation because it's actually matching the XYZ like this, XYZ. It's matching the orientation of the tag to the teleport gizmo. So that's something to be aware of. If you move about the gizmo on the teleporter, it will match that and not necessarily the forward motion. So it's best not to touch that, and it is easy to do it by accident, thinking you're moving maybe the tag or something. So be careful of that, otherwise you won't be matching and you won't be facing the correct direction that you want to. Now this is a instantaneous teleport. As I press that triangle, and it doesn't, if I hold it down, he won't be able to move. But otherwise, a single press and he's teleported himself. If I hold it, he can't move. So you can use the teleport not just for an instantaneous teleport, but actually position something on a moving object. So we're going to move. Whoops. Let's not do that. Right, I'm going to move this onto the top of our box. And I'm going to create an animation, a position for our player. I don't want that, so let's stop that. Right, hang on, let's get him in position. So I don't want it to do the movement, I just want it to do the position that I want it to do. Right, let's put it there. Put the keyframe down. Let's highlight that. And we're going to sit him down. Need to raise these legs a bit. Up they go. And we need to move his hands. Have them clamp in the side of the box. Like that. There we go. Right. So now I'm going to put in a counter. Actually no, I'm going to put in a selector. So we've got a keyframe and a teleport, and I'm going to put a selector in. And these are going to activate on the B output of the selector. And our triangle button is now going to activate the next output on our selector. So what we're going to do is it's going to turn our teleporter on when we press triangle, and then when we press triangle again, it's going to turn it off. So let's just move him around. Right, now we've got him in a weird position. This is not quite where I want him. So now we can move our tag. I think it needs to come up and forward a bit. Oh, it needs to come down. Oops. Needs to come down a bit. And needs to go over there a bit. Right, let's try that. That'll do. Right, okay. So now when I press triangle, he's going to sit on that box. And I'm going to put a mover animation in. So I'm just going to use an action recorder. And I'm going to pick up that box and I'm going to move it over here. And that will do. And then that action we got, I'm going to ping pong that. So, right. So now that box is moving around. Okay, I'm going to press a triangle and he's now going to sit on it. And he's going to ride that box until I press the triangle again. So this is very useful for getting your players onto horses, inside cars, all sorts of things like that, where you've got a moving object. You use a teleporter. There we go, and now he's off. Press it again, and he's back on it. And you would have it linked up to some sort of trigger zone. So you would only be able to get on your horse if you were close to the horse, for example. So it would only work if you had the trigger zone and you press the button, which is very simple to do. Otherwise, there we go. And it's facing the orientation of where we've placed it. If we had turned it so we wanted it riding that horse, so we want that to turn, is it that way? Let's try that. There we go. He's now riding that way. You'd have to fiddle about with it to get it in the right position, but there you go. That's the idea. There we go. Teleporter. It's really useful. It can teleport you instantaneously, or it can put you in a position on a moving object, or fix you in a position so that you can't move. It will do that as well. There we go. Hope that was useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in your dreams.